You've seen the pictures, the ancient lantern-lit streets of Hoi An, the imposing imperial citadel of Hue, the endless white sand beaches of Da Nang. It's a perfect vision of central Vietnam. But what the photos don't show you are the simple, avoidable mistakes that can turn that dream trip into a total travel nightmare. I'm talking about getting stranded without a ride, paying 10 times the real price for a souvenir, or getting caught in a monsoon with nothing but a t-shirt. These blunders happen every single day to travelers who just didn't know any better. They're the hidden traps that can derail your adventure, leaving you frustrated and disappointed instead of with amazing memories. So, in this video, I'm counting down the top 10 travel mistakes people make in central Vietnam, and more importantly, how you can sidestep them to have the incredible vacation you're imagining. We're going to cover everything from the moody weather and jam-packed itineraries to food, money, and one of the most iconic experiences in the whole country that so many people get wrong. You really don't want to make these errors. So, let's get into it, starting with a mistake that can literally dampen your entire trip. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a blunder that catches so many people out: completely misjudging the weather. You see a few photos of sunny beaches and assume it's tropical paradise all year round. So you pack nothing but shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops. That is a huge mistake. Central Vietnam's climate is way more complex than that, with very distinct seasons that can make or break your plans if you aren't ready. The region basically has two main seasons, dry and rainy. The dry season usually runs from about January to August, and this is when you'll get that postcard-perfect weather. Hot, sunny days ideal for the beach. Temperatures can easily climb into the mid-90s Fahrenheit, so it is definitely hot. But the rainy season, which hits from September to December, is a completely different world. And I don't mean a few afternoon showers, I mean a full-on monsoon. We're talking torrential downpours that can last for days and cause serious flooding, especially in low-lying spots like Hoi An's ancient town. Even worse, this is also typhoon season. A big storm can shut down all transportation, cancel your tours, and lock you in your hotel room. Just showing up during these months without checking the forecast is a massive gamble. But even in the good season, the weather can be tricky. The mountains, especially around the famous Hai Van Pass between Da Nang and Hue, create their own little microclimates. It can be perfectly sunny in Da Nang, but foggy, cool, and drizzling by the time you get to the top of the pass. Even in the hot season, early mornings can be surprisingly chilly, especially in the highlands. So what's the fix? It's simple. Pack smart and check the forecast constantly before and during your trip. Layers are your best friend. Even in the dry season, bringing a light rain jacket is non-negotiable. It weighs nothing and will save you from an unexpected downpour or the wind chill on a motorbike. A long-sleeved shirt is also a great idea for cool evenings or those overly air-conditioned restaurants. And if you're traveling anywhere near the rainy season, waterproof shoes and a good umbrella are essential. Don't just assume it'll be sunny. A little prep work for the moody weather ensures you stay comfortable and your plans stay on track, no matter what the sky is doing. Coming in at number 9 is a classic mistake born from pure excitement, trying to cram way too much in. You look at a map and see Da Nang, Hoi An, and Hue. They look so close to each other, right? So you think, I'll explore Hue's imperial city in the morning, drive the Hai Van Pass in the afternoon, and be back in Hoi An for a lantern-lit dinner. The reality? You'll spend your entire day stressed out in a car, seeing nothing but traffic. This is the trap of overestimating what you can do and underestimating how long it takes to get from A to B. Vietnam moves at its own pace, and a travel day is exactly that, a full day. That seemingly short 60-mile journey between cities can easily swallow 3 to 4 hours, depending on traffic and your ride. Taking the train? You've got to factor in getting to the station and the inevitable delays. Driving yourself? You have to navigate the chaos of city traffic. Every stop for a photo, a coffee, or a bathroom break adds up fast. The result of an overstuffed itinerary is a trip that feels like a checklist, not an experience. You'll make it to the magnificent tombs of Hue, but you'll be glancing at your watch the entire time. You'll rush through the charming streets of Hoi An without ever just sitting by the river to soak it all in. You're there physically, but your mind is already stressing about the next stop. It's a recipe for burnout, and you'll fly home feeling like you never really connected with any of it. The solution is to embrace slow travel. For central Vietnam, give each city the time it deserves. Instead of trying to do Hue as a frantic day trip from Da Nang, plan to stay there for at least 2 nights. That gives you one full day for the Imperial City and another for the incredible Royal Tombs and Thiên Mu Pagoda, without the rush. When you're planning, build in buffer time. Just assume everything will take longer than Google Maps says. Treat the travel between cities as part of the adventure itself. The drive over the Hai Van Pass, for instance, is a destination, meant to be enjoyed with lots of stops. By giving your schedule some breathing room, you leave space for spontaneity, to linger in a market, accept a tea invitation from a friendly local, or just get lost in the beauty around you. That's where the real travel magic happens. At number 8, we have a mistake that's less of a disaster and more of a tragic missed opportunity: sleeping in and only seeing Hoi An when it's pure chaos. Most travelers first experience the ancient town in the afternoon or evening. And yes, seeing thousands of lanterns glowing after dark is a beautiful sight, but it's a sight you'll be sharing with thousands of other people. The narrow streets become a shoulder-to-shoulder shuffle, the air is thick with noise, and the ancient, quiet magic of the town gets buried under the crowds. The mistake is thinking that the evening is the only time to see Hoi An. The real soul of the city, the one that made it a UNESCO World Heritage Site, shows itself in the quiet hours of the early morning. Picture this. You set your alarm for 6 a.m., you step out onto the streets, and they're completely transformed. The air is cool. The only sounds are the gentle sweeping of brooms and the distant hum of a boat on the Thu Bon River. The famous yellow walls of the old merchant houses are glowing in the soft golden light, perfect for taking photos with nobody in them. You'll see locals doing Tai Chi by the river, vendors setting up their stalls, and kids in school uniforms cycling over the Japanese-covered bridge. This is Hoi An as a living town, not just a tourist attraction. You can wander freely and feel the centuries of history in the air. It's a peaceful, almost magical experience that's impossible to find later in the day. The solution is painfully simple, yet so few people do it. For just one morning, set your alarm. Sacrifice a little sleep, grab a Vietnamese coffee from a street-side vendor, and just walk. By 9 a.m., the tour buses will start rolling in and the spell will break. But for those few hours, you get the ancient town almost all to yourself. It will completely change how you see the city and give you memories and photos that most visitors miss entirely. Our 7th mistake is a 2-for-1 of boring but critical blunders that can cause huge headaches, messing up your money and your visa. First, the money. The currency here is the Vietnamese dong, VND, and you'll be dealing with a lot of zeros. A 500,000 dong note is only about $20 USD. For first-timers, the notes are super confusing. The blue 20,000 dong note and the blue 500,000 dong note look almost identical at a quick glance, and mixing them up is an expensive mistake. The other money mistake is exchanging a huge chunk of cash right at the airport. Airport exchange counters are famous for having the worst rates. Here's how to handle your money like a pro. First, tell your bank your travel dates before you leave home. Second, only exchange a tiny amount at the airport, just enough for a taxi or grab to your hotel. Once you're in the city, you'll find much better rates at bank ATMs. Another great option, and this is a local secret, is the golden jewelry shops in the city centers. It sounds weird, but they're known for giving some of the best exchange rates in the country. And take a minute to actually look at the money, so you don't accidentally pay for a coffee with a $20 bill. Now for the bigger potential disaster, the visa. Vietnam's visa rules can be confusing, and they change often. The absolute worst mistake is not checking the requirements for your passport or making a tiny typo on your e-visa application. Spelling your name even slightly differently than it appears on your passport, messing up the date of birth format. It's DD, MM, YY, YY. Or entering the wrong passport number can get your visa rejected. Even worse, if it's approved with the error, you could be denied boarding at your home airport or turned away by immigration when you land in Vietnam. Imagine flying 20 hours just to be sent home. Unfortunately, it happens. The solution is to be paranoid about the details. Use the official government e-visa website, not some sketchy third-party one. Fill out the application slowly and double-check every single entry against your passport before you hit submit. Make sure your photos meet the exact specifications. No glasses, plain white background, crystal clear. Apply at least 2 to 3 weeks before your trip to be safe. Getting your money and visa sorted out correctly from the start removes 2 of the biggest potential stressors from your trip. Coming in at number 6 is a culinary crime, traveling all the way to central Vietnam, a place with one of the most incredible food cultures on the planet and only eating pizza and burgers. It's an easy trap to fall into. After a long day, the comfort of a Western menu can feel safe. But avoiding the local food here isn't just a missed opportunity. It's missing the entire point of the Central Vietnamese experience. The food in this region is a highlight of any trip to Southeast Asia. It's diverse, delicious, and often unique to each city. Ignoring it means ignoring the heart of the culture. The mistake is letting a little uncertainty stop you from having one of the best food adventures of your life. The solution is to dive in. Each city has its own must-try dishes. In Hoi An, you absolutely have to try khao lao. It's a noodle dish you can only find there, made with water from an ancient local well, savory pork, and fresh herbs. Then there are the delicate white rose dumplings, and of course, the legendary banh mi. Forget any sandwich you've ever had. A banh mi from a famous spot in Hoi An is a life-changing masterpiece of crispy baguette, pâté, grilled meat, and fresh herbs. When you get to Hue, the former imperial capital, the food gets more refined. The star of the show is bun bo hu, a spicy beef noodle soup that's way richer and more complex than pho. It's an explosion of lemongrass and chili that is completely addictive. And in coastal Da Nang, it's all about fresh seafood. Find a beachfront restaurant where you can point to your dinner while it's still swimming in a tank and have them cook it for you. Beyond that, you have to try mi quang, a fantastic turmeric noodle dish with pork, shrimp, and a crunchy rice cracker on top. Don't know where to start? Just be adventurous. See what looks good on someone else's table and point. Wander through a local market in the morning and see what they're serving for breakfast. Ask your hotel receptionist for their favorite local spot, not the one they send all the tourists to. The best food is almost always found in the most unassuming little restaurants and street food stalls. All right, we are halfway through the list. If this guide is getting you prepped and excited for your Central Vietnam trip, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We've got 5 more massive mistakes to cover, including the one that could cost you hundreds of dollars in Hoi An, and the single biggest blunder people make on the Hai Van Pass. You don't want to miss these. At number 5 is a mistake you might make with the best of intentions: taking part in popular tourist activities without realizing they're actually bad for the environment. Central Vietnam, especially Hoi An, is trying to promote green tourism, but some of the most popular activities are also the most harmful. The biggest example is releasing paper lanterns on the river in Hoi An at night. It looks beautiful, a river full of floating lights. You pay a vendor, light a candle, make a wish, and release it onto the water. It's sold as a timeless romantic tradition. But it's not. It's a pretty recent tourist invention, and it's an environmental disaster. Those lanterns don't just vanish. They're made with paper, a metal wireframe, and a candle. Every single night, thousands of these non-biodegradable frames sink to the bottom of the river, polluting the water and harming the local ecosystem. The mistake is participating without thinking about the consequences. A much better, and honestly more memorable thing to do is to find a sustainable alternative. Instead of polluting the river, why not learn how to make a lantern? Hoi An is full of artisans, and many workshops offer lantern-making classes. You get to spend a couple of hours with a local craftsperson, learn a new skill, and you leave with a beautiful, authentic souvenir that you actually made. It's a way better experience that directly supports the town's traditional culture. This idea goes beyond just lanterns. Be a mindful traveler. Say no to single-use plastics. Many cafes will happily refill your reusable water bottle. Support businesses that are trying to be green. By making these small, conscious choices, you go from being just another tourist to being a responsible traveler who helps keep Central Vietnam beautiful for years to come. The mistake at number 4 is treating the incredible city of Hue as just a quick check-the-box stop. So many travelers rush in from Hoi An, spend a couple of hours at the imperial city, snap a photo of a tomb, and leave the same day. They treat it like a historical footnote instead of the deeply significant and culturally rich place that it is. This is a huge error. Rushing Hue is like reading only the first chapter of an amazing book. You get the basic idea, but you miss all the depth and soul. Hue was the imperial capital of Vietnam for over 140 years, and you can feel that history everywhere. To really appreciate it, you have to slow down. The solution is to dedicate a minimum of 2 full days, or ideally 3, to exploring the city and its surroundings. Anything less is just scratching the surface. On your first day, absolutely. Go get lost in the citadel, the enormous walled city where the emperors once lived. But don't just walk through it. Imagine what life was like inside the forbidden Purple City and reflect on its turbulent history. But the real magic of Hue is often found outside the citadel walls. Your second day should be all about the royal tombs. These aren't just graves, they are epic, sprawling landscape projects, each one designed to reflect the personality of the emperor buried there. The tomb of Minh Mang is serene and classical, while the tomb of Khai Dinh is a wild fusion of Vietnamese and European styles, covered in intricate mosaics of glass and porcelain. Each tomb tells a story. Beyond the tombs, you can experience the spiritual heart of Hue at the Thien Mu Pagoda, the city's icon overlooking the Perfume River. Take a dragon boat trip down the river at sunset. Explore the city's unique vegetarian food, a legacy of its strong Buddhist roots. Hue is a city that rewards slow travel. It has a calmer, more thoughtful vibe than Hoi An. By giving it the time it deserves, you'll discover a side of Vietnam that is profound and unforgettable. At number 3 is a mistake that can lead to some real awkwardness and unintentional disrespect: ignoring local customs. Vietnam is a traditional country, and while people are generally very forgiving of tourists, showing a basic level of awareness and respect goes a long way. It shows you're a considerate visitor, not an oblivious one. The most common place this happens is at temples and pagodas. You'll see tourists trying to walk into sacred sites wearing tank tops and short shorts. This is a major no-no. These are active places of worship, and dressing modestly is a fundamental sign of respect. The rule is simple: cover your shoulders and knees. The fix is easy. Always carry a light scarf or sarong in your day bag. If you're wearing shorts or a sleeveless top, you can just wrap it around your waist or shoulders before you go inside. It's a small gesture that shows you're being mindful of their culture. Also, always remember to take off your shoes and hat before entering a temple or someone's home. But it goes beyond just what you wear. Here are a few other quick tips to keep in mind. Saving face. This is a huge concept in Vietnamese culture. It means avoiding public embarrassment. So never shout or lose your temper in public, even if you feel you're right. Stay calm and polite. Public anger is seen as a huge loss of control. Feet and head. The feet are considered the lowest part of the body, so don't point them at people or religious statues. The head is the most sacred, so don't touch people on the head, not even ruffling a child's hair. Public affection. Keep public displays of affection to a minimum. Holding hands is fine, but anything more is often frowned upon. Photos. A friendly smile and a nod go a long way. And always ask for permission before taking a close-up photo of someone. None of this is hard, it just requires being observant. By making a small effort to follow these simple rules, you'll not only avoid causing offense, but also open the door to more genuine and welcoming interactions with the wonderful people of Vietnam. This is a big one. Coming in at number 2 is the mistake that has left countless travelers with poorly made clothes and a much lighter wallet, falling into a tailoring trap in Hoi An. The city is famous for its hundreds of tailors who can whip up a custom suit or dress in just a couple of days for what seems like a bargain price. The dream is to leave with a perfectly fitted, high-quality wardrobe. The reality for many is a nightmare of bad fabrics, shoddy work, and high-pressure sales tactics. The first mistake is being lured in by a recommendation from your hotel, a taxi driver, or even another traveler. They are almost always getting a huge commission, sometimes up to 35% for bringing you in. That cost is passed directly on to you. The second mistake is rushing. You walk into a shop, get overwhelmed, and quickly agree to a price and design, without doing any real research. The worst shops will show you a high-quality fabric, but then make your clothes with a cheap synthetic knockoff. Some even use glue instead of proper stitching to build suits, which will literally fall apart after a couple of wears. You end up overpaying for something that's worse than what you could buy off the rack at home. The solution is to be a smart, prepared, and patient customer. 1. Do your homework. Before you even get to Hoi An, read recent blogs and reviews to find a few highly regarded independent tailors. Ignore anyone who randomly recommends a shop to you. 2. Shop around. Don't commit to the first shop you enter. Visit at least 3 different tailors to compare their fabric quality, service, and prices. Ask to see examples of their finished clothes. 3. Be incredibly specific. Don't assume they know what you want. Bring photos or even a piece of clothing you want copied. talk through every single detail: the type of lapel, the number of buttons, the style of pockets, the lining color. The more specific you are, the better the result. 4. Check the fabric. Ask for a small sample of the fabric you chose. For materials like silk, you can do a burn test. Real silk burns and smells like burnt hair. Synthetics melt into a hard plastic bead. 5. Demand multiple fittings. This is non-negotiable. A good tailor will insist on at least 2 or 3 fittings. A shop that promises a finished suit in 24 hours with only 1 fitting is a giant red flag. Be picky during the fittings. If something isn't right, point it out. 6. Payment. Never pay the full amount up front. A 30-50% deposit is normal, but don't pay the rest until you've had your final fitting and you are 100% happy with the clothes. Getting custom clothing in Hoi An can be a fantastic experience, but you have to be in control. By being patient and doing your research, you can walk away with beautiful clothes instead of a cautionary tale. And now, for the #1 biggest mistake travelers make in central Vietnam, the one that turns the most anticipated part of the trip into a terrifying or deeply disappointing experience: completely botching the Hai Van Pass. This legendary 13-mile stretch of road that winds over the mountains between Da Nang and Hue is one of the most beautiful coastal drives in the world. The mistake isn't doing the pass, it's choosing the wrong way to do it for your skill level. The most common way this goes wrong is with a self-driven motorbike. You see the epic Instagram videos of people cruising around hairpin turns with incredible views. It looks like the ultimate freedom. But here's the cold, hard truth. The Hai Van Pass is not the place to learn how to ride a scooter. If you are not an experienced and confident rider, trying to navigate this pass yourself can be incredibly dangerous. You're dealing with steep hills, sharp blind corners, weather that can change in an instant, and you're sharing the road with huge trucks and tour buses. One small mistake can lead to a serious accident. Every year, tourists get hurt here, ruining their trips and sometimes much more. On the flip side, some people get so scared of the pass that they just take the tunnel that goes under the mountain. They book a bus or taxi that bypasses the scenic route entirely, completely missing out on one of the most stunning landscapes in all of Southeast Asia. The solution is to be honest with yourself about your skills and choose your ride wisely. There is a perfect way for everyone to experience the Hai Van Pass safely. For the inexperienced or cautious, the absolute best option is an easy rider tour or a private car. With an easy rider, you sit on the back of a motorbike with an experienced local guide who does all the driving. You get the 360-degree views and the wind in your hair experience with zero risk. A private car or Jeep tour is also fantastic, especially for groups, offering comfort and the freedom to stop wherever you want. For the experienced rider, if you are genuinely confident on a motorbike, then riding it yourself can be an amazing adventure. But be smart. Rent a well-maintained bike, insist on a good helmet, and check the weather before you go. The overlooked gem: don't forget the train. The train line between Hue and Da Nang doesn't go over the pass, but it hugs the coast and wraps around the mountain, offering spectacular views of the sea you can't get from the road. It's cheap, comfortable, and one of the most scenic train journeys in the world. The mistake is thinking there's only one right way to do the Hai Van Pass. The right way is the one that lets you soak in the scenery safely and without stress. Don't let your ego turn this dream drive into a nightmare. So there you have it, the 10 biggest mistakes that can mess up your trip to central Vietnam. From something as small as not packing a rain jacket to the huge decision of how to tackle the Hai Van Pass, being prepared is the key to having a truly perfect vacation. Central Vietnam is an absolutely incredible place, filled with ancient history, stunning nature, unbelievable food, and some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. It deserves to be experienced without the stress and frustration that these common blunders can cause. By keeping these tips in mind, you're not just avoiding problems. You're setting yourself up for a richer, deeper, and more memorable adventure. What do you think? Are there any other big mistakes I missed? Or do you have a top tip for visiting central Vietnam? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Safe travels and see you next time.